our previous scenarios, our customer always requested an item that we had available in stock at that moment. But what if we do not have enough availability? What can we do then in order to make some promises to our customers in order to meet their requirements and maybe even a possible requested delivery date? So let's take a look at a new sales order, again for our same customer Datum Corporation. However, in this case, we will not be sending the Surface Pro from the East location, but we will be sending it from location West. For this location, I know for a fact that we do not have any stock available. So when we fill in our quantity of 1, you immediately will see an availability notification in the top of the page. In real life, you have different possibilities of dealing with this scenario. You can, of course, change your location to location East, where we do have enough availability, or you could run the replenishment in order to make sure that you refill your stock by either planning purchase orders or a transfer and so on. But you can also use the order promising features. So if you go to Actions, Plan and Order Promising, you will see here the line for your item, the service, and you will also see that there are no dates filled in at that moment yet. You have 2 features, the Available to Promise and the Capable to Promise. Now in our example, the Available to Promise doesn't make sense to calculate the dates because we know that we do not have any stock available, and we also don't have any stock available in the future because we haven't run the replenishment, we haven't created any purchase orders and so on. So the other option, let's take a look at that, it's the Capable to Promise. By running the feature, you see that the dates are being calculated and we also have a required quantity at this moment. Our planned delivery date is now being calculated as the 9th of September with an earliest possible shipment date of the 2nd of September. If you agree with these dates, you can choose to accept. By accepting, the sales order line will be changed, and we will see that the shipment date here again is the 2nd of September. In order to calculate this date, Business Central took into account the setup that was made for the purchase order promising feature. It will take into account lead time being set up on the item and also the inbound warehouse handling time set up on the location card. However, the purchase order promising feature is being handled in another learning path, so you can get into more detail there. Apart from the date calculation, the Capable to Promise function also does something else. If we scroll back to the front, you will see that we now have a reserved quantity of 1. So if we click on that, the Capable to Promise feature immediately also created a requisition worksheet line, meaning that we actually plan on replenishing the item to make sure that we can deliver on time as we have promised to our customer on the sales order. Now let's take a look at the next demonstration for sales order promising, in which case our customer does request a specific delivery date. Here, Business Central will do some backward date calculation, and for the 2 examples that we will be looking at, we will use the same setup as we did in the first scenario. So let me start by creating a new sales order for customer Datum Corporation. First we fill in the customer name, and as we mentioned, our customer requests a delivery date, which in this case would be the 10th of September. The sales line is filled in exactly the same as in the first scenario, so we will be selling the Surface Item Pro, and we will be shipping this from location East with a quantity of 1. Let's take a look at the impact on our date fields if we scroll to the back of the sales line. Because we have a requested delivery date, in this scenario, Business Central will take that requested delivery date and fill that in as the planned delivery date. From there on, a backwards calculation is being performed. So to be able to deliver on time, we will need to ship the items from our warehouse on the 3rd of September, 1 week prior to the delivery date, because that is the shipping time set up for our customer. To get the items out on the 3rd of September, we need to start with the picking and packing 1 day earlier, which is our outbound warehouse handling time. So our shipment date is set to the 2nd of September, which is perfectly possible because today we are the 28th of August. So this is still more than enough time to start with the shipping. Now let's take a look at another example where the customer requires a delivery date, and we will be using a new sales order. Again, customer Adatum Corporation is filled in the header with, in this case, a requested delivery date of the 1st of September. When we start filling in our sales line, you will immediately get a warning that in this case it is not possible to deliver within the requested period, because that would mean our shipment date would be on the 25th of August, which is in our case in the past. This is only a warning, so you can click OK and still complete the rest of your sales order. So let's first do that. Location East, quantity of 1. And the sales line confirms what we already saw in the warning, meaning that our planned delivery date, when it is set up on the 1st of September, we will have to ship from the 24th of August, which is our shipment date. From the first scenario, we already know that the earliest possible delivery to the customer would be the 5th of September, our first scenario being the forward calculation starting from our work date. So we can overrule the requested delivery date with this new date by using the promised delivery date. You can make that visible in the General Fast tab, and you can fill in the promised delivery date, the 5th of September. In this case, the sales lines will be updated by clicking yes, so the promised delivery date is now being set as the planned delivery date. From there on, the backwards calculation will take place again, meaning that our shipment date would be 28th of August, which is the same as our work date, our posting date, and we already knew from the first scenario as well that that would be a possible delivery period. So let's take a look at some different sales order promising scenarios. This first demonstration will handle one scenario, and the next scenarios will be handled in different videos. However, we will be using the same setup for all these different scenarios, so let's take a look at that first. On our customer card, we have set up a shipping time of 1 week, and I did that by creating a new agent service code, shipping agent service code of 1 week for agent DHL. The next setup would be on our location, and we will be shipping to our customer from location East. And for that location, we have set up both an inbound and an outbound warehouse handling time, with the outbound of 1 day and the inbound of 2 days. The item that we will be selling will be item 1000. And for that, a lead time of 3 days was set up. As you can see here on the replenishment fast stop. We have more than enough items available at location East at the moment. So our first scenario will be quite simple with a forward calculation where the customer does not request a specific delivery date, nor do we promise anything to our customer. So let's start by creating a new sales order. In the header, we will be filling in, of course, our customer at Datum Corporation. And on the lines, we will be filling in our Surface Pro or item 1000 to be shipped from location East. For quantity, we will be taking 1, which is not that important at the moment. We will be focusing here on the different dates that are available and used during the sales order promising scenario. So in the header, no requested delivery date is filled in. And on the lines, we can see, if we scroll a little bit backwards, the shipment date, the planned shipment date, and the planned delivery date. We change the order a little bit because from a chronological point of view, that would make a little bit more sense. Since there is no requested delivery date, the work date is being set up as the shipment date, which is done automatically by Business Central. In our case, that is the 28th of August 2024. Since we have an outbound warehouse handling time for location East set up for 1 day, the planned shipment date is calculated as the 29th of August. Also remember that we have set up the shipping time of 1 week to our customer, so 1 week later, on the 5th of September, we plan to deliver, and the planned delivery date is filled in automatically as well.